doing something pretty ridiculous, but this is the time of season when you do ridiculous things. It's the only thing I can only way I can kind of serve that one up. Back in the summer, not summer, I don't know when it was, you had to apply for these tags for South Dakota. We applied for one, Drew and I. Somehow I ended up with a tag and he didn't. So I was kind of just going to swallow the tag. We planned an out west trip and went over to Washington, Idaho, Oregon, and had a blast out in there. And just kind of never thought about this tag again. Was just going to kind of chalk it up to a good decision that we just didn't make. So now that it's May 16th and everything is closed, Tennessee closed yesterday, Georgia closed yesterday. Getting flighty. Can't get an airfare for less than $1,200. Gas is $4.30 a gallon. But what do? It's springtime. I thought, heck, let's just let's do it. Let's go to South Dakota. So we're on our way to South Dakota. Still moving. We drove a little after midnight, about 12:30 last night. We pulled over into a truck stop, and kicked out. Woke up about 45 before daylight and drove over to a piece of public ground in Nebraska just to listen, just cause. But I didn't hear no turkeys. Now granted, I only went to a couple places and it was on a whim, so I didn't hear no turkeys. But we're on the road. We got like a bunch of hours to go, but we're making progress. About an hour out, we have dang near drove across the country. We surely have. After killing a turkey in Tennessee, we hit the road and have made it all the way to the other side of South Dakota, almost. And I've got a tag or a permit for this area that I'm going, this unit that I'm headed to. I've never been there before, have absolutely no knowledge of this place. So I made like 4 phone calls on the way out here. The game office, which sent me to like an old school answering machine. Didn't even sound like I was calling the right place, but I left a message there. 2 more numbers off of the Game and Fish website that were attached to the local town that I was going to, just trying to get some local knowledge, and 1 friend of a friend kind of a situation that's a local. And basically I had looked at the place on the map and looking on the map, having absolutely no idea about the place, and trees definitely seemed like they were going to be the limiting resource in this area. So from satellite, I found some places that looked like some drains that had the most trees, and just kind of wanted to figure out if there were some cottonwoods. I couldn't tell through the satellite imagery if there were cottonwoods, if there were pinyon juniper, I couldn't tell. So looking to make sure there was trees enough to house some turkeys, and I actually made those calls. Had 1 guy call me back, confirmed that the areas that I was looking at is where I should be looking, and there was some trees. It's going to be a lengthy walk to get in there, which I'm kind of like. There's not going to be any of this hunting from the road like you do a lot of times out west, and howling from the road, locating turkeys. I don't think. We don't know. We'll see when we get out here, but yeah, that's the only person that I've touched base with. Had one other person that I left a message with call me back today, but that was useless. They weren't very helpful. So I've had 1 person be helpful, which is enough. That's plenty. Called a friend of a friend as well, but haven't. I don't know that person, and they haven't returned that call either. So 4 or 5 calls I made, got 1 bite, and it gave me just enough. So we're on our way. We'll ground truth it soon. So welcome to South Dakota. I was on my way to a piece of state ground I had a pin on, and riding down this road, and there's a flipping gobbler by itself on the side of the road, and as I rode by, I was looking up in these trees, and he gobbled in the window of the truck. Just crazy. How fun is that? So I pulled in here big old thunderhead back here. Storm's kind of moving in, you hear it. That thunder's clapping back in here. Several turkeys gobbled by this big cottonwood little clump here. Before that, I got out, hit a tube call, and found that one. The group of gobblers, or the group that I heard the gobbling come from, pointed at that tree. They've come out from behind it now. It's starting to rain. The gobbler I had down here closer, had him down here. He just made a beeline all the way up there. Last I saw him, he was going in right there, like kind of going back toward where those turkeys are. The only problem with that is that tree is on good ground according to OnX, but if you look closely, you see a fence right there, and that's the property line. The turkeys are on the other side of the fence, looks like by like 40 or 50 yards. So, but yeah, starting to rain, so I'm probably just gonna back out of here. 6:30, sunsets at 8, so hour and a half to sunset. Probably just do a little cruising around, see what's up. Watched all them turkeys kind of move back on that side of the fence, and while there was the one longbeard on the state side and some hens, I thought, heck, why not try to find out who owns the other side in case I need to get across there. So I did. Got permission. Now we're set. And I got back over here, and they're shining like light bulbs up in the top of that cottonwood. I don't have a clue how the land lays. I think I'm gonna just they're literally 3/4 of a mile away according to OnX. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull right down in here. I'm gonna try to slip over when it gets dark enough to where they ain't gonna, when it gets dark enough where they can't see and we can still have a little gray light. I'm gonna slip over and kind of scope the area out, I think. I'm really gonna do that. If I don't do that, I'm gonna have to get up super early in the morning and do it in the morning, so. Well, we kind of did a little bit of everything this evening. We started going in into the big flock and bumped into like a hen and then another hen and then a gobbler of some sort. I could not figure out if that turkey was a longbeard or a jake. I crawled into within 100 yards of him, probably close, and glassed him and could not tell, couldn't get a profile look to see beard. Bird looked big, looked too big to be a jake to me, and he was roosted with one hen. I'd much rather play ball with him in the morning, honestly, if it was a longbeard, but man, if I set up on that turkey and it was a jake, after knowing where the flock of turkeys is at, and knowing that there's got to be a longbeard in that flock, I would feel like an idiot. So I think we're just going to go sit down, try to get tight on that flock of turkeys that we got up there. I mean, it's a pile of them. I mean, they look like Christmas ornaments in the top of that tree. We're gonna go ahead and try to slip in under these turkeys. The moon is full and it is bright out here, so we gotta get to making some tracks. Lots of eyes. We're gonna be kind of trying to sneak by. Stopped about 100 yards back there, but I thought I could get across this one little roll and be able out into the prairie. I crawled up here to the big tree that we were trying to get to. I had some turkeys about 75 yards, but they were starting to slowly drift off. I wanted to try to slip into position, get the camera up, and start calling to them. Figured one of those longbeards, I think there were like 5 of them or something. Figured one of them would drift in close enough, but these 3 jakes, one of them caught me moving. I don't know if he caught me, he just got curious. And he pinned me the whole time that whole flock walked away. And so now here I am stuck in this clump of junk in this canyon. And gophers over there about, I don't know how far is that, 200? Just strutting on that ridge crest there. When they go over, I can make a run up there to get close to them, but man, that's just so hard to video. Yeah, this type of terrain, you're either gonna get a good set, or you're gonna be popping over on them, and that's tough to video. They're in the driver's seat for now. It's one of them situations to where they're going to roll across that crest shortly at some point. And do I want to make a move and try to get with them? Or do I just want to back out knowing that I could come in here and have a really good shot tomorrow at killing them? Over the road, and I'm just trying to ease down and keep up with them and see if I can catch up or get in front of them or something. It's risky, but it's all I got to do. To make a run for that tree, that clump right there. Just cross our fingers that they don't top over. I don't know if I need to come around the side or I need to come off the top. We're gonna try this first. Turkeys are feeding right here below us. Got the whole flock right here below us, about 60 yards. Just had one longbeard cross the fence at 62. I can't call to the turkeys because I'm right out in the wide open on a fence line. We're just gonna have to hope they come by right here. And I can't do a whole lot of moving because I'm right out in the open. Gobbler's coming down the fence line. Because that Jake blowing. I'd kill them both. I can't do it. Dang it. Jakes have gotta move. I can't kill him with them jakes right there. Finally, the jakes got out of the way. Man, they about cost me again. Got him. I think all the turkeys have cleared out now. We can go get ours. Y'all check my shell hole out. I can probably shoot 1 billion turkeys and this will never happen again. Thank you, good buddy. South Dakota success is what that smells like. Yes, sir. We'll take that. I'm gonna give y'all a rundown on what happened here. Right there's the big old cottonwood they roosted in last night. Everything has played out on this little hogback ridge here. It runs out in this pasture. This is where we first laid eyes on them yesterday, back in here. That was the cottonwood that I was looking at and pointed out from yesterday from the truck, which was from that hill way over there, about 3/4 mile away. We came right down the creek bottom this morning and started having to pick our way. You saw them in that tree right there that flew down. They got out in there. I was caught over here. They got to this high point right here, and that's where we yelped and made all kind of a ruckus trying to pull them across, but there's water here. Been seeing ducks land in it all morning. So essentially they played on the top of this thing and yelped and gobbled and whatever, and eventually they fell off. Now I didn't know it was near this steep on that side. I'm just over here watching as the fans disappear over this crest, and I let them go over here. I made a mad dash across that swampy crap there, got to that tree, came to this junk, caught the fence and worked the fence up, and when they did, I yelped to them and they gobbled, and I could tell they were just right over. I had two options. I could fall back and go around the toe of this thing and try to meet with them in that timber right there, or I could come right over the top, and I could tell from looking at the top, man, it fell off really sharp. And I thought, well, I could probably at least crawl into there and get a good look on what's going on. And that's what we did. We came in to these two fence posts, these corner posts here. Laid right there, and the whole flock was right here. Which I ain't telling y'all something, nothing that y'all don't know. Y'all saw it. Let's go look at our prize. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Got your belly wet, flopping around like that. I know you couldn't help it. God, what a tail. My goodness, what a tail. Oh, come on. Where the heck is everybody? Here we go. There we go. It took me 20 something hours to get here. This was not on the itinerary for 2022. But I've said it before. It serves true again. I get kind of panicky when the end kind of comes, gets kind of solidified that the turkey season is kind of coming to a close. I kind of go into a panic mode a little bit. That's what happened. Oh, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I can't believe the one that I happened to have down the gun barrel was the one with all his tail feathers, because y'all see in the video these turkeys that are flocked up on these creek drains, man. There's so many turkeys like in such a tight area. They just beat each other up all the time, I reckon. And most of the turkeys had busted up tail fans except for this one. And I looked at him up on that hill. I thought, buddy, he was kind of the standoffish bird. Like all the rest of them were strutting together, and he was off to the side. But he just happened to be the one that found himself in the wrong place for him and the right place for us. Here's two all-night drives and big old fat white tip Merriam turkeys. I keep saying every time I had to wake up after getting like an hour's sleep or 2 hours sleep, 3 hours, whatever. I'm getting too old for this. Getting too old for this. Then I sit right here like king of the mountain. I'm like, nope. I'm just right.
Hey, we appreciate you guys joining us for this video. If you like this one, you'll probably like the next one. I'll leave it up here in the corner. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along with us. We'll leave our social media links down in the description below. That's also where you'll be able to find links on the turkey calls we use and the apparel we wear and that kind of stuff. So you can find that in that little drop down description below. And as always, we sure appreciate you guys following along.